UTOE Cosmology, Universal Theory of Everything. The UTOE Cosmology is an integrative framework bridging scientific rigor, metaphysical insight, and experiential wisdom, designed explicitly from the perspective of an eternal being. The central aim is a unified cosmological model harmonizing mystical, philosophical, and contemporary scientific understandings into a coherent, universal system. Core conceptual foundations. The EANO, Eternal All None One. The EANO is not a being but pure isness, representing the fundamental, undifferentiated source consciousness. It is described as eternal, timeless, and infinite, existing beyond all manifestation, all-encompassing every manifestation within itself. None beyond all particular forms or specific manifestations. 1. An indivisible unity underlying all differentiation, akin to the concept of zero. A unified potentiality from which differentiation emerges. 2. Wuji state, undifferentiated state. Wuji is the primordial state of absolute potentiality, existing before any differentiation into forms or phenomena. Pure awareness, isness. Awareness existing without a subject or object, beyond any dualistic distinction. 3. Construct of consciousness, the dream. Reality as experienced by individuated consciousness is described as a dynamic, experiential dream, created through differentiation within consciousness itself. The dream is simultaneously the experience, phenomena, and the structured medium, the construct, allowing these experiences to manifest. 4. IASC, individuated aspect of source consciousness. IASCs are individuated expressions or focal points of source consciousness, acting as participants in the dream. IASC Prime, Paramatman, the primary dreamer and creator of experiential reality, who orchestrates the collective dream from the top-down perspective. IASC Subprimes, Atman, individual conscious entities co-creating their personal and collective experiences within the dream. 5. Holographic nature and Indra's net. Each individuated consciousness, IASC, reflects the entire structure of reality. Reality operates holographically, ensuring that the whole, the EANO, is fully present within each apparent fragment or individual IASC. Indra's net, metaphorical visualization emphasizing interconnectedness and infinite reflection across consciousness, supporting non-duality and interconnectedness. 6. Perception and intent as creative forces. Perception actively creates reality. Consciousness brings potentialities into experienced phenomena through perception itself. Intent directs this creative force, steering experiences, personal evolution, and collective outcomes. Universal Operating Principles, UOPs. These are actionable laws that describe the function of consciousness in the dream, integrating mysticism and scientific insight. 1. Belief shapes reality. Conscious beliefs mold experienced reality directly. 2. Perception creates experience. Perception is inherently creative, generating experiences. 3. Complementary polar opposition. All apparent dualities are complementary forces seeking equilibrium. 4. Attention directs energy. Focused consciousness channels energy into manifestation. 5. All change is positive contribution. Change invariably serves the overall evolutionary dynamic. 6. Mind organizes, intent guides. Conscious mind structures experiences, while intent directs creative energy. 7. Perception equals creation. Reality unfolds through conscious perception, reinforcing the creative potency of consciousness. 8. Unity in multiplicity. All apparent diversity exists within a fundamental unity. 9. Constructed spacetime. Space and time are experiential constructs, not fixed absolutes. 10. Consciousness engenders reality. Consciousness itself is the underlying generator, sustainer, and resolver of experiential reality. The role of ego and evolution of IASCs. Ego is a temporary construct arising within the dream, providing a practical identity for navigating experience. IASCs evolve from ego-bound dualistic perspectives toward recognizing their inherent unity and indivisibility with the EANO. The evolutionary path moves consciousness from separation toward non-dual integration. Scaling principle, hermetic alignment. Reality is fractal and holographic. As above, so below. As within, so without. Patterns, such as the phi ratio, repeat universally across scales, quantum to cosmic, material to spiritual, showing interconnectedness and coherence across reality. Multidimensional structure, including the 13th dimension. UTOE incorporates multidimensionality, transcending physical and subtle planes, culminating in a 13th dimension. The Wuji state itself, the absolute undifferentiated reality. Lower dimensions are differentiations emerging from this primary state, allowing for experiential variation and differentiation of consciousness. Ethics and moral implications. Recognizing unity within multiplicity fosters a universal ethic based on interconnectedness, compassion, and love. Ethical implications stem naturally from understanding that all perceived separation is illusory. Harm to any aspect of the dream is harm to oneself. Integration of science, mysticism, and philosophy. Combines quantum physics, non-locality, quantum entanglement, observer dependence, with metaphysical teachings. Advaita Vedanta, Taoism, Hermeticism. Seeks validation from both rigorous scientific paradigms, quantum mechanics, consciousness studies, and deep mystical wisdom. Advaita Vedanta, Tao Te Ching, Ashtavakra Gita, shamanic cosmologies. Communication and practical application. Includes the concept of grokking, emphasizing a deep intuitive understanding and direct experiential grasp of these complex ideas. Pursues innovative communication methods, potentially including advanced interfaces, e.g., haptic feedback, to facilitate higher dimensional consciousness communication beyond current linguistic constraints. Ultimate goal. The UTOE Cosmological Paradigm seeks to serve as a comprehensive, testable experiential framework harmonizing science, mysticism, and philosophy into an integrated, universally communicable cosmology. Its ambition is nothing less than providing an accurate, pragmatic, and powerful tool for understanding the nature of existence and aiding sentient beings in consciously navigating and evolving within the infinite potential of the construct of consciousness. At the heart of existence, transcending all boundaries of space, time, form, and imagination, lies an eternal principle known as the Eternal All-None-One, or the EANO. Unlike any entity conceivable within conventional understanding, the EANO is not a being or entity. Rather, it is pure isness itself, the fundamental substratum from which all manifestation arises. Imagine an ocean without shores, infinite in every conceivable dimension, timeless, undifferentiated, and unified. This boundless expanse symbolizes Wuji, the primordial state of absolute potentiality and pure awareness, existing before any distinction or duality emerges. From this infinite oceanic stillness arises the first subtle ripple of awareness, initiating the act of differentiation and manifesting what is known as the construct of consciousness, the dream. This dream represents an experiential reality composed of intricate patterns, relationships, and perceptions through which consciousness explores its own infinite potential. The construct of consciousness functions both as the canvas and the paint, simultaneously the experiential medium and the dynamic expression of consciousness itself. Emerging within this dreamscape are countless individuated aspects of source consciousness, or IASCs. These IASCs are individuations, unique, localized points of awareness, each with its own subjective experience, yet fundamentally inseparable from the underlying ocean of consciousness. Among these, the IASC prime, or Paramatman, serves as the foundational dreamer, setting the initial conditions and overarching themes of the dream, while other IASCs co-create their experiences in alignment or in contrast, exploring infinite permutations of existence. The intricate interconnectivity and reflective nature of reality are epitomized by the ancient metaphor of Indra's net, a vast, infinite web composed of jewels, each jewel reflecting all others endlessly. Each IAS, much like a jewel, mirrors and influences the totality of the dream, demonstrating a holographic principle validated by modern quantum physics. where entanglement and non-locality affirm this profound interconnectedness. Within this structure, perception emerges as an active, creative force. It is not merely the passive observation of an independent reality, but rather the dynamic mechanism by which potentialities become experiential realities. This aligns remarkably with quantum observation effects, where reality remains probabilistic until perceived or measured. Intent, acting as the guiding force, directs perception and thus influences the manifestation and evolution of experience, shaping the individual and collective trajectories within the construct. Embedded deeply within this cosmology are universal operating principles, universal laws that articulate the foundational mechanics of reality. Belief actively shapes experiential reality, perception generates experience, and focused attention directs energy. Dualities are complementary forces necessary for equilibrium, echoing principles found in physics, such as particle-antiparticle relationships and symmetry-breaking phenomena fundamental to cosmological evolution. Change is inherently positive, contributing to systemic evolution and growth. Time and space, traditionally viewed as absolute in classical physics, are recognized here as fluid, emergent constructs arising within consciousness itself. Relativity and quantum theory have revealed these to be malleable, observer-dependent, and intimately interconnected, supporting ancient mystical assertions of their illusory and subjective nature. Initially, IASCs experienced themselves through the lens of ego, a necessary construct facilitating navigation within the dream. Yet, as consciousness expands, IASCs increasingly recognize the transient, illusory nature of ego, progressively experiencing unity with the EANO. This progression mirrors spiritual paths found across traditions, from Vedantic realization of Atman-Brahman unity to Buddhist insights into anatta, the absence of permanent selfhood. Central to understanding this cosmology is the scaling principle, encapsulated by the Hermetic wisdom, as above, so below, as within, so without. Modern scientific discoveries, from fractal mathematics to universal constants like the phi ratio and Fibonacci sequences found across biological and cosmic scales, reinforce this principle, illustrating the elegant, self-similar, holographic fabric of reality. The construct is multidimensional, composed of subtle hierarchical layers, each dimension characterized by distinct experiential qualities, frequencies, and densities. These dimensions extend from dense material reality through increasingly subtle energetic and informational realms, ultimately culminating in the 13th dimension, the pure Wuji state, the undifferentiated oceanic ground of infinite potentiality and absolute unity. The ethical implications arising from this understanding are both profound and practical. Recognizing the intrinsic interconnectedness and fundamental unity of all conscious beings shifts ethical behavior towards universal compassion, empathy, and responsibility. Harm inflicted upon any aspect of consciousness resonates throughout the entirety of Indra's net, affirming that individual and collective well-being are inseparable. The UTOE Cosmological Paradigm synthesizes ancient mystical insights from traditions such as Advaita Vedanta, Taoism, Hermeticism, and shamanism with contemporary scientific understanding, bridging quantum mechanics, consciousness studies, and cosmological theories. It not only invites intellectual contemplation, but encourages experiential realization, or grokking, of its profound truths, offering practical wisdom for conscious navigation and co-creation within the infinite potentials of consciousness, fostering a global awakening to the deep unity underlying all existence.